Hibernate object relational mapping is today's topic. Most important mappings. There are totally three most important mappings. The first one is collection mapping, the next is association, and the last one is component mapping. Now let us see about collection mappings. If an entity or a class has collection of values for a particular variable, the collection of values, it can be stored in the form of an array or a list or even a sorted array. Now let me give you an example. Take the entity name as a person. Now a person is having two contact numbers. This is known as the collection of values. Here a particular variable is contact numbers. Entity is your person. Collection of values is the two contact numbers. I'll give you another example. If a person is having more than one email ID, that is also known as collection of values. Here email ID will be your particular variable. Collection of values is your various email IDs and person is your entity name. In this case, we can map the values with any one of the interface that is available in Java. The next point is there are various collection types. Some of them are java.util.map, java.util.set, sorted map, sorted set, list, and any array of persistent values. So here you can see a table. There are a lot of collection types. We are just going to see to which it is getting mapped and to which it is getting initialized. The first one is java.util.set. This is mapped with the set element and it is initialized with hash set. The next is your sorted set. This is again mapped with the set element. Here the sorting attribute, it can be done in natural ordering itself. Third one is your list. This is mapped with list element and initialized to array list. Next is your collection. It is mapped with bag or ibag element and it is initialized with array list. Next is your map. It is mapped with map element and initialized with hash map. The last one is sorted map. This is again mapped with the map element. Here also the sorting is done in natural ordering. Set. Association mapping. The mapping of associations between entity classes and the relationship between tables. Here entity classes means your Java class. Relationship between table is your DBMS, your database, in the soul of ORM. The role of this ORM is to map two things. One is your Java class and one is your database. This association mapping, it can be unidirectional as well as bidirectional. Unidirectional means only from the parent side you can access it. Whereas bidirectional means functioning in both the directions. That is, it can be either from the parent side or from the child side. There are four ways in which cardinality of relationship can be expressed. The first one is many-to-one relationship. Now let me give you an example for this. Now there are multiple vehicles. Take car 1, car 2, car 3 and car 4. For these multiple vehicles, there is only one single owner. Only one person has bought all these four vehicles. So this is the example for many-to-one. Next is one-to-one. Take enrollment of a student as an example. One student can have only one enrollment number. So this is the example for this. Next is one-to-many. In this you take the owner and pets relationship. Owner can have many pets. He or she can have a cat, a dog, or even many more pets. But for that particular pet, for that dog, there is only one owner. So this is an example for one-to-many. The last mapping type is many-to-many. A student can register for many classes. And even a class can have any number of students. So this is the example for many to many. Next is your component mapping. So what is this component mapping? Here the word component means part of any whole system. Now for example, you take school. School is the whole system and classroom is a component of that school. Because classroom is a part of that school. If the school is getting destroyed, automatically the classroom will also get destroyed. I'll give you another example. Door is a part of a room. So door is your component and room is your whole system. If the door is getting destroyed, if the room is getting destroyed, then definitely the door will also get destroyed. So now you read the definition. If the referred class is not having its own life cycle and it is completely depending on something, then at that time it is known as component mapping. So this door, it is completely depending on something, that is room. So this will come under component mapping. Next is your HQL, Hibernate Query Language. What is this HQL? This is very much same as SQL, which is your structured query language. SQL, it completely depends on the database, on the table of the database. It will have table name, column name, all that. But in HQL, we'll have only class name. We won't be having any database. So therefore, it is database independent query language. Characteristics of HQL. It is similar to SQL. If you're very much familiar with SQL and if you know the syntax of SQL, then you can easily learn HQL. And it reduces the size of the queries. In SQL, if you're having 2 lines of query, then in HQL, you will have only 1 line of a query. Fully object oriented. Yeah, HQL won't have real names like table name, column name, all that. It will have only class name and property name. And HQL can also understand all the OOPS concept, inheritance, polymorphism, association and all. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get the new video updates. And please don't forget to share it with your friends. It may be very helpful for them. Thank you.